project wireless monitoring system. In wireless monitoring system we have two parts, transmitter and receiver. Let me explain you the transmitter part. What we have here is a transmitter part, and we are monitoring 3 parameters here. Actually we can monitor 4 parameters here, but since we have not connected force sensor, so we will be monitoring 3 parameters. Now let me introduce you to the main parts of this transmitter circuit. This is our microcontroller 89C2051. This is 74LS245 IC we have used as a buffer. This is 7805 power regulator. This is power supply section, and this circuit is driven by this 9 volt 500 milliampere power transformer. This is 433 megahertz transmitter model, and this is antenna, and all the sensors are connected to these terminals. These two terminals we have connected water sensor. See, this is a water sensor, and we call it a flooding sensor because it has to be placed on the floor in this way. So whenever the water comes or touches the floor, this both probe will get shorted through the water and it will transmit a water message. This is a smoke sensor, and whenever the smoke gets filled into this, it transmits a fire alarm. And a pair of transmitter here we have is, this is a transmitter and this is a receiver. They work on IR transmitting 40 kHz frequency. Now this transmitter and receiver has got range of nearly 15 to 20 feet. Just for experiment purpose, on the table we have placed them nearby. Otherwise you can install them 15 to 20 feet apart. Now if you see this, first two connectors, terminals, these are power terminals. You have to give the power supply to the smoke sensor as well as the receiver of IR receiver. So first line is a minus line, so both the black wires are connected here. The second line is a plus line, so both the red wires are connected here. And the third one, where the yellow wire is connected, this is output from the receiver. Now, and leaving this fourth and fifth point, they are the minus or they are the ground points. The sixth is output from the smoke sensor. And 7 and 8 we are left for the gas sensor. The gas sensor can be connected to these points, and this connector shown here is for the water sensor. This is our buzzer. In case of any sensor getting activated, the buzzer will also sound. And to stop the buzzer, this is the push button. While pressing this, the buzzer will get stopped. Now, this was our IR transmitters section. We have another section which is known as a IR receiver section. Now this section, if you see, the microcontroller is just connected below this LCD, 2x16 LCD. The microcontroller is connected below. This is a 2457S LS245 we can use as a buffer. This is master reset switch, and this is receiver, RF receiver, 433 MHz receiver, a buzzer, indication LEDs, push button to stop the buzzer, a MAX232 used here to log the data to the PC, and a RS232 cable which is going to my PC, and a power supply. Remember, this transformer along with this PCB which gives a regulated power of supply to this receiver board. Now this power supply is for receiver. Other power supply, other transformer, if you see the other transformer, there is no such PCB connected because the power regulator is there on board on the receiver. But here, if you see the receiver part, there is no regulator here, so we mixed up a outside PCB and DC 5 volt regulator is given to this PCB. Now how to start with? You see, this power has been connected. Whenever I connect a power socket, the LCD will display wireless monitor. Now let me come to the transmitter part now. Transmitter part, after you assemble the complete PCB, check all the voltages are correct, then insert all the ICs in their proper socket, connect all the sensors, and do not forget to connect 2-in number 1.5 volt ASI cells to the transmitter, IR transmitter. Now I'll just give you demo one by one. Let us start with the water sensor or flooding sensor. I will dip this water sensor inside the water. You see here on the transmitter, one LED is blinking and one indication LED that shows there is a flooding, and the also buzzer is on. And if you see this here, if water is there on the LCD and also the water is logged onto the PC. Now you can switch off this, clear this LCD. Again when the water comes, here on the transmitter part the buzzer is still on and the indication is still on, which we can switch off by pressing this button. You see the buzzer has gone on. Again when we dip into the water, see here also the water indication comes and the water is locked to the PC. Buzzers are on both the sides. This LED says the water flooding is there. LCD says also the water message has been locked to the PC. Now you can switch off buzzer one by one by pressing this. It has gone, but the water is still there on the LCD. Even after pressing this, LED has gone off, this buzzer has gone off, and water still remains. And this is a master reset. If you press master reset, that will also get clear. Now on the transmitting part, until I press this button, this LED won't go and the buzzer won't stop. So I have pressed this. Now that was the one sensor. Now I'll explain you the other sensor. Other sensor is a smoke sensor, a fire sensor, which has got a LED and LDR inside and a small amplifier circuit inside. How to test this? I'll just show you how to adjust the sensitivity of a smoke sensor. If you can see this small screw here inside, turning this switch to the clockwise will increase the sensitivity, and you see the green LED, small LED glowing inside. So that small LED shows the sensitivity, and turning it anti-clockwise will make it less sensitive. So, and do not make it oversensitive. If you make it oversensitive, then it will give a false alarm. After making a proper test, how to make a proper test? You see, I'll just enter this screwdriver inside this little bit. The idea is to obstruct the lights on falling onto the LDR. Now I'm entering a obstacle. You can create a blood smoke and blow through it. Same thing will happen. But instead of having smoke, I'm just passing my screwdriver through this. And you see here on the receiver part, this LED is blown, and there is a fire indication. Fire is locked onto the PC. Fire. Also this indication is on, and also there is a fire indication on my LCD. Okay. Now this is fire indication LED. After I press this LED will go off, and the buzzer is also off, but the transmitter LED is still on, and transmitter buzzer is still on. So I need to press this also in order to stop the buzzer and LED. You see, LED and buzzer is also stopped. Now I will test with the encoder. So the transmitter part, when the battery is connected properly and the receiver both are in line, that time if this installation is proper, then on yellow line you will find always high. If you see this multimeter, if you look at this multimeter and these 2 points, the yellow line high. This 5 volt on the yellow line indicates the beam is present. But suppose if you interrupt the beam by hand, see what happens. See, I interrupted the beam and this has become low. I remove, this becomes high. But this blinking LED shows there is an interrupt, and this LED is also on, that is it has been interrupted. Also if you see, this interrupt LED has come on and this is blinking, and encoder has been locked to the PC. So even if I reset this, I reset this, after some time encoder will also come. You see, because it has detected the encoder and also logged onto the PC. Now after pressing this button, this buzzer will stop, and after pressing this button, this buzzer will also stop. Now this is junk. The RF is susceptible for junk, so to clear the display, press this reset button and buzzer will go off. Our fourth sensor is a gas sensor which we have not connected, but if you short this 2 terminal, and you can connect any gas sensor. Normally the gas sensor has got a normally open contact relay. So output of this normally open contact relay has to be connected to those 2 terminals. So whenever there is a gas is detected, the relay comes on and that makes a contact, which ultimately I am just going to make the contact with the piece of this wire. So let me short these 2 terminals and see what happens. See, the buzzer at the transmitter side has started, and you see the receiver LED has glown and the gas leak has been indicated on the LCD, and also the gas leak has been locked onto the PC. And suppose after gas leak, gas has been detected, this indication is on. Here also the gas indication LED is on the transmitter part. This wireless monitor system can be used, whatever sensor you use, it can be used for various purposes. It depends what type of sensor you want to use, and accordingly you can program a controllers in such a way to generate the required message. The range of this wireless transmitter receiver could be 20 to 30 yards. Now we cannot carry it out, we cannot place it on a very far way. The reason is we have to show you demo, and this is a table demo. I think you have understood what it is, and that's all for this wireless monitoring system. Thank you very much.